Howdy folks, how we doing? I'm the Reverend Danny Crosby, a Unitarian minister serving congregations in Altrincham and Urmston in the northwest of England. I hope you're finding some of the love and witnessing those blessings that are available to us in life. In these difficult times, I know times are hard, my friends, but we're all in this one together. I'm offering these devotions as some kind of hope, I suppose, doing what I can, playing my little role in being a part of the solution. They're offered as a balm for the heart, for the mind, for the spirit and the soul. And the title for today's reflection is The Power of Words Spoken, like bullets or like seeds. So I invite us just to still ourselves together now. Let's invite a loving presence to be here amongst us and to awaken from deep within us all. I have lit the flame of freedom in this cup of belonging, acceptance and love. We join together in our physical separation, but united in our devotion to life and to love. Help us to sing for joy like the birds each morning sing their faith in being alive and being here. May we know the deep connections that sustain us, the roots that hold us close and nurture us beneath the surface of our lives. May we be unafraid to explore the depths of being, the many layers of life. May we remember that we are deeply connected in heart, mind, spirit and soul. And may we be open to all that this day brings, to all that life offers, and may we offer all to life. May we become, through our being, a vessel for love in this day and in the days to come. Amen. You know, words are very powerful. It matters what we say. But it's not just what we say, but also the spirit in which we speak the words we say. It matters, it really does. I was thinking about these things as the other day, and I remembered a story I was told a little while ago by a colleague. It's kind of amusing for we in my trade, shall we say, those that are living on the word spoken. So there's a story about a Unitarian minister's new car breaking down just after the Sunday service. We all know about that one. It's worse when it's just before. The next morning, the minister managed to drive the vehicle to his local garage for repairs. I hope you'll go easy on the cost, he told the mechanic. I hope you'll go easy on the cost. After all, I'm just a poor preacher. To which the mechanic replied, Yeah, I know. I heard you preach yesterday. Now, I hope it's not entirely true about the worship that I create. I know I perhaps don't speak perfectly. You've heard some errors of speech already in this devotion. In fact, I'm sure sometimes the language I use gets some people don't always get. But I hope people get used to it eventually. And I hope that what I share with the people I serve touches them, doesn't just speak to their mind. If I fail to touch their hearts and souls occasionally at least, then I know I'm a very poor preacher indeed. But I think I do touch those deeper places from time to time, even though my speech is never perfect, and with a slightly odd accent for some, and a slightly gruff voice too. Now, I'm no perfect speaker, but hopefully I do speak the language of the heart. Now, like most ministers, I'm a sensitive soul. I think a good minister needs to be. I used to think being a sensitive soul was a handicap, but I don't think so anymore. For although I feel things intensely, I tend to not to take things as personally these days. I have outgrown that serious handicap over the years. That said, sometimes harsh, critical words can still feel like sword thrusts into my soul. People tell me fascinating things after the words I have shared have stirred something in them in some way. I often think after they tell me these things, oh, I wish I'd heard that before. Only I couldn't have, because it would have not awoken in them before. This is the mysterious beauty and power of the creative interchange that we sharers of words are engaged in, along with other creatives, of course. In life it matters what we say, and it matters how we say it, in the spirit that the words are delivered. It's important how we speak. Are words we utter about creation, or are words we utter about destruction, separation, or are they about connection? Are the words about authority above, or are they words of inclusion? Because it matters, it really does. The power of the spoken word is a concept recognised by many cultures, both now and throughout history. It predates the written word, of course. In many ways, some of the power has been lost as we have bound up words in books written by men at a certain time and place and claimed to be the ultimate authority. Well, who gave them that authority, I wonder? It's claimed that the printing press and to some extent the internet has liberated people. But has it? Well, it depends. It certainly has if we give authority to the written word. But I'm not really a believer in taming things, particular creative things. I suspect it is the root of all our human problems. We are constantly trying to tame and control things, to reduce them to our all too human level. How vain we can all be. Yeah, the printing press and the internet has liberated us in some ways, but I wonder if it's also enslaved us in others. As Paul Tillich said about the spoken word, that which reveals also hides. Anything that reveals a truth hides another truth at the same time. Words are very powerful. They can either be destructive or creative. Perhaps an example of their creative power comes at the beginning of John's Gospel with these following lines. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. The same was in the beginning with God. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made. According to this passage from John, the spoken word can literally create life, in fact all life. Now, of course, in the original Greek, which these opening words are written, the word for word was originally logos, which roughly translated does not mean literally a word written down. It also means speech or principle or thought or meaning. More than just a word, actually. In Greek philosophy, it's also referred to as universal divine reason or mind of God. So it could mean God speaking life into being, linking this passage to the first verses from Genesis, when God is said to have breathed life into being, remembering always that he saw this creation as good. So the word, the creation, if you like, is a good thing. So word, I think, here means, at least in my view, that life is the meaning coming into being, and that Jesus is the example of this in human form. An example I believe we can all aspire to, because we're all made from the same goodness. For we can all incarnate love. We can all be parts, and we are a part of the divine creation. And it begins in our words and how we say these words, for they are an expression of our meaning too. I believe what we say and how we say it really matters, as everything in life really matters. Others may beg to differ. They say that nothing really matters, especially what we say. Exemplified in the following rhyme: sticks and stones may break my bones, but names or words will never hurt me. If this is true, words don't really have power then. But they can't actually hurt us. But is that true? What do you think? Do words have power? Well, I think they do. I know they do. In fact, they are so powerful that a word can either create or destroy a life. Or do you believe words have no power at all? Do you believe words can never hurt? Well, we only have to look at recent examples of social media and the power of words there to destroy or create life, to bring about change in a destructive or creative way. Words can be extremely powerful. I believe that the spoken word is very powerful. But it's not just what's said, but how what we say is said, the spirit that we speak these words. I have come to believe that the words we speak are actually expressions of our spirit and where we are at spiritually ourselves. They express whether we are part of the creation or the destruction of life. Words do become flesh and they do dwell amongst us. The spoken word far more than the written word, I believe. For they're more of an expression of our spirit. And Yehuda Berg, an author on the Kabbalah, a mystical form of Judaism, has said on this subject, words are singularly the most powerful force available to humanity. We can choose to use this force constructively with words of encouragement or destructively using words of despair. Words have energy and power with the ability to help, to heal, to hinder, to hurt, to harm, to humiliate, and to humble. Words are very powerful. What we say and how we say them have power. We affect people in life just as we affect ourselves with our own words. So, when we speak, are we doing so creatively or destructively? Or as Proverbs 18:12 put it, written words I know, rash words are like sword thrusts, but the tongue of the wise brings healing. Gary Chapman in his book Love as a Way of Life uses a similar metaphor for words as being either bullets or seeds. When we use words as bullets or like sword thrusts, we are playing a part in the destruction of life. We are building barriers of separation and or exclusion. Whereas if we speak from wisdom and love, we become part of the creative process. We are part of the love becoming flesh. We are building bridges of healing and restoration and holding out our hands in an inclusive and embracing way. So be careful what you say and how you say it. In what spirit, for what you say and how you say it will play a part in the creation or the destruction of life. It matters what you say and in what spirit you say it. Words are powerful. It matters what we say and how we say it and in what spirit. We hear words and how they are spoken before we can understand them in our minds. We hear them from the moment we are born, perhaps even before we're born in our mother's womb. Here in these powerless and utterly dependent moments, the words we hear and digest have a powerful influence on the people that we become. Words are very powerful. The words spoken and the spirit that they are spoken in have the power to create or to destroy life. Everything matters. Every thought, every feeling, every action, and every word spoken. What we say and how we say it is not the only power at work. Of course it's not. But never, ever, ever let anyone tell you it does not matter what you say. You have no idea, or it doesn't matter who you are or what you do or what you feel or what you think or what you say does. You have no idea the power that you're involved in with the words that you speak even. Your very next sentence may be the beginning of something beautiful in the life of another, or it may well play a part in changing or giving life to someone. Or on the other hand, it may aid in their destruction. So choose your words carefully. Ensure that they are spoken in the spirit of love, in the spirit of creation. May your words be like seeds that create life and not like bullets that destroy life. And talking of words, I'm going to end with a few words of blessing. Maybe that's how we should use our words, to bless each other. We don't bless enough in life. We could all bless more. You can never bless enough. So let's begin with these words of blessing. Let's begin right now. Let's give our whole hearts to life as we leave this time together. So I offer these words of blessing. Let us bless and keep one another. Let kindness rule in our hearts and compassion in our lives. And until we meet again, may the love of God hold us and sustain us, and may it do so in all that we feel, in all that we think, in all that we say, in all that we do. Go in love and peace. Amen.